Hi. Good morning. Is it still wait. I think it's afternoon. Anyway, good afternoon. Today is January 20th, I believe. 21st? 20th? I believe it's the 20th. It is Tuesday. Birthday came and went. It was great. It was quiet, which we appreciated that. By the end of the day, I honestly forgot it was my birthday because of how low-key it was. Ooh, Inception. We got the glasses to the video to the glasses to... Anyway, distracted. But it was quiet. It was good. The boyfriend made me some breakfast. And then I had brunch with my sister and my friend Angel. And then just kind of hung out and chilled. On Thursday, I'm gonna go out to dinner with my boyfriend and another friend of mine for my birthday, a little late, which is fine. And just enjoy each other's company. Winter has been wintering, by the way. It is cold and we got some more snow. And I'm very appreciative of having a snowblower because shoveling all that would be a pain in the ass. I don't know if I can say that word. It would be a pain in the butt. And I will learn, and hopefully this follows the guidelines at which YouTube has set, because I don't want to get in trouble. And I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to say that word. I am gonna work really hard on being much better about my vocabulary. But yeah, today is another chill day. I just got out of walking around the mall with a friend of mine from my childhood, because I'm just continuing to try and get out of my house since I'm currently laid off for the winter season. And that was fun. We both window shopped because we're both tight on money, which is good. Smart shopping. I took some pictures of some clothes I liked. I find, especially right now, without the pressure, knowing I can't purchase anything, I was like, you know what? Let me just try on some things that I think look cute. And it's been really helpful with my confidence, because then I end up seeing like what looks good on me or what I think looks good on me. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna burp, maybe. Anyway, and then just learning the sizes, because like I have a lot of clothes that are 5+ years old, so some of them are really starting to wear down. An example being a red coat I had it for like at least 8 years, and it finally kind of just gave out on the armpit, and the ends of the sleeves are starting to go a little bit. So I was gonna consider buying another coat, but because I have a bunch of coats, I actually found one from my closet, this one, that I'm not wearing right now because it's a little warm to wear it in my car, and my nice thick sweatshirt makes it kind of a little tight and bulky, and so that's probably gonna be my coat for the next 7-8 years, or however long it takes till that one falls apart. And yeah, but like there was this really cute dress I found that I really liked that was on clearance, and I was like, let me ask the boyfriend if he'd be willing to purchase it for me. He said we'll talk about it. It was only like $30, which isn't much, which is good. And I try really hard not to ask my boyfriend for things because I don't want to spend all of his money. It'd be really bad of me to put him in a financial stressed situation because of things I want. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if that turned out to be the case. And I just, as one who has been the breadwinner in past relationships, I never want to be the financial problem for my significant other, you know? So, and I do feel that way sometimes because my income to my bills are so tight. It's not something that sits well with me. So I'm working really hard on my financial well-being. So I do eat at home a lot. I do the bare minimum of purchasing. So, yeah. going window shopping is good for me too, I think. And I used to not do that because, like, I'd want to buy all the things that I like. And in a way, I still do want to do that. But it's also, like, training me to not buy things even though I like them. I've already kind of been in the habit for years to sit on something before I purchase it. Be it clothes, knickknacks, this nose piercing, for example. To be like, is this an impulse or is this something I actually do want? And that's also been the case for like a good chunk of the tattoos I have too. I will say I have maybe 3 of my tattoos are kind of an impulse. No, I lied. 2 of them. One was being a bet I lost on Facebook. I don't know if anyone else encountered this a few years ago, where if you had gotten like 800 comments and 5 shares, you had to get made in USA tattooed on your butt. And I shared that to one of my friends, like, to make them get it. It's like, oh no, my friends they're nice, right? And my friends proved me wrong. 800 plus comments later, 5 shares as well. I followed that bet that I lost, and that was done in an October, and then the following, I want to say May, I got that done. Favorite tattoo. I love that. That makes me so happy. It is the stupidest one I have. Oh, but it brings me so much joy. But yeah, impulse compared to sitting on something. So we work really hard on that. But the window shopping in that regard has kind of helped work. It has been helping train me to not always obtain things even though I like them. So it's been good. It was nice. And then just moving. I'm tired. I'm sitting in my car right now, partially to spend some time before I have something else to do, and partly to rest because we started at 11 and I think we ended at 1 o'clock-ish, 1:30. So 12. So that was 2.5 hours of walking. But yeah, it's getting our exercise even though it's cold out in winter. And just moving our bodies. The rest of the day is going to consist of me helping a friend of mine who's in the midst of moving. She was living with my sister and another friend of mine, but she decided to just step away from living there, and now she's got some bulk items that need help being broken down and put in her boyfriend's car to either be brought to her boyfriend's place or storage. So that's what we're doing later when I pick her up from work. But I still have like an hour or so till I need to head in that direction. So I'm sitting outside of Barnes and Noble in my area. I will be. Normally I kind of walk around, peruse the books, find some books. I found this really it was yay thick about this book about Mussolini. Please bear with my pronunciation. It's not my vocabulary is hard. Words are hard. But it was a thick book. And it was just, to my understanding from the description on the back, it was just kind of like how he came to be and what happened and all that jazz. And it was translated from its original version. I don't entirely know what language that was. But still, the fact that it was thick and like the little brain book gremlin in me was like, I want that book. We love thick books. I consider myself a slow reader. So anytime I find thick books, it makes me want to read them, because if I can finish a thick book, we are proud. We're like, see, we can comprehend stuff. We can read well. But a book that size would definitely take me a few months. I'm also currently reading in Barnes & Noble, because we're not buying stuff, The Smartest Guys in the Room, which is about the whole Enron scandal. I say scandal, I think that's the right word, from the early 2000s. And how money was handled very poorly and how they built to fame and then crashed down from where they were. The reason why I actually picked up that book, because the author has the first name like me, because my name's Bethany. And it just like, oh, that's my name. So I partially pretend I write it. I wrote it, knowing full well I didn't. I take no rights, no nothing to that book. But it's been a good read so far. It is taking me a while to read it because, again, it's a thick book, and there's a lot to it. And I'm taking my time for what I can comprehend, because I've been working the last few years on my business knowledge, on my just knowledge in general, in growth, because I've also been growing between like business knowledge and like I've been reading self-help books and finance books and just trying to grow myself mentally, emotionally. We'll get back to physically later. Just trying to become more educated, because there's so much knowledge. There is so much knowledge out in the world, and I don't want to stay in place. And I've worked really hard not to stay in place. I've worked really hard not to stay in place. I've continuing on my reflective aspect, where I was 10 years ago at 21 years old compared to now at 31 years old. It's like 10 years ago, I was renting a room for $400 in a small town. And from there, and I was working 2 jobs. From there, I've moved into an apartment. I've changed careers twice. I was in working food service, then I was in retail, and then I joined the union. And I've been there since. And also, I moved in an apartment with my sister. I've been in and out of relationships. And I've bought 2 different houses. The first one co-signed, and then the one I have currently. So like I've done a lot in 10 years. I'm really proud of myself. I recommend don't give in to the I can't remember what someone phrased it to me, and I can never remember what it's called, where there was like a specific thing to it, like the something tax or the luxury tax, or in a very simple sense, more money, more problems. Don't do your best not to continue to increase your expenses as you increase your income, because I didn't mean to do that, but I did that, and it's hard. And being smart with your money is a very important skill, for sure. And now I'm living the consequences of my actions, both good consequences and hard consequences. I wouldn't call them bad, because bad is subjective and good subjective too, but like regardless, I am where I am in life due to the choices I've made, and I am working on putting myself in a better position by making better choices. So that's my tangent for today. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope you at least enjoyed it. And thank you for spending this time with me and listening to me share about my life. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay warm out there. Drink water. And have a good rest of your day. Bye.